Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a really simple, natural and fresh makeup look. I've been a little sick the past few days, so I may not sound so well, but I thought it's a good time to maybe show you a few techniques, give you a few tips on what you can do when you're not feeling so well. So this is a pretty simple look. You can do this every day for college, for office, and I hope you'll find this video helpful. Before I start my makeup, I'm going to use a few drops of a face oil. The first thing that happens to my skin when I fall sick, especially in the winters, is that it gets really dry and flaky, and that is why using a few drops of an oil before doing my makeup really helps in helping the foundation go on smoothly without getting patchy or holding on to dry areas. Now this oil that I'm using by NATIO is quite a nice blend of botanical natural plant oils. This contains apricot oil, shea butter esters, almond oil, jojoba oil, argan oil. It's basically a really long list of all natural oils, and this has a really nice silky soft after feel on the skin. Make sure you use only 4 or 5 drops, otherwise your foundation is going to slide right off. Then I'm going to use this foundation sponge by NATIO once again, and I'm just going to dab it onto the skin, and this is just going to absorb any excess oil. But if you use only 4 to 5 drops and you have dry skin, there shouldn't be really any excess oil on the skin. For foundation, I'm using the Revlon Nearly Naked foundation today in the shade 140 Fresh Beige. I almost used the LA Girl Pro BB cream, which is quite nice for everyday wear, but I've already worn it in a few of my other videos, so I thought I'll use the Revlon one, which I don't think I've showed before. So this is basically a really sheer, lightweight foundation. As the name says, nearly naked, you don't really get a lot of coverage, so it looks quite natural. And I'm using the NATIO foundation sponge to blend this onto my skin, and you can apply a little more in areas where you feel like you need a little more coverage, but in general this is a pretty lightweight sheer coverage foundation. Next, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris True Match Concealer in the shade N45 Medium, and I really like this because it has a slight ochre tone, so it conceals as well as corrects. And when you are sick, generally the eye area gets worse, the eyes look really tired, and I would suggest using an orange corrector if you have really deep dark circles, because that really helps in cancelling out the darkness. But for me this works, so I'm just using this concealer. Next, I'm going to use the Revlon Brow Fantasy. This is a brow product. It has a pencil on one end and a gel on the other. Now, brows are a really important part of the face. They frame your face and they can make you look more youthful, more healthy. So first I'm using the pencil end and then using the gel just to set my brows in place. Then to set my foundation and concealer, I'm using this pressed powder by Lakme. I'm not using too much because my skin is a bit dry and I don't like a very powdery cakey look, just a little bit to set the oily areas of the face. Next, I'm going to use the NATIO Contour Palette, which contains this really nice warm golden highlighter shade. It also contains 2 matte shades for contouring, and it comes with a brush of its own, which is really handy, a broader, bigger, fatter brush on one end and a slimmer one on the other. So I'm using the smaller brush and I'm using the highlighter shade and using it all over my lid just to brighten up the eye area. When you're using lighter colors on the eyes, generally warmer shades look a little more natural on the Indian skin, so go for golden champagne colors instead of silvery ones. I've also used the highlighter on the top of my cheekbones, and now I'm using a little bit of the contouring powder. Now this is not a necessary step, you can obviously skip it, but I feel like my face gets a bit puffy when I'm sick, so using just a little bit of a contouring product just helps in giving it a little more dimension and giving it a more sculpted look. I've used the lighter shade from the contour palette, but I really like this palette because you get two shades of contouring powders which are quite suitable for medium to wheatish and deep Indian skin as well. Next, I'm just using a brush to blend out the edges of the highlighter that I'd applied all over my lid, and I'm also making sure that I have applied a little bit of highlighter in the inner corners of my eyes, as this is just going to brighten up my eye area significantly. Coming to the liner, I'm going to use a liquid liner. This one is by PAC, and I'm going to do a really thin winged eyeliner today. Now, eyeliner is very subjective. It depends on your eye shape and also your preferences. If you have big eyes, you can use a bit of kajal instead, but if you have small droopy eyes like mine, using a liner on the top lash line with the wing really helps in lifting them up. For the lips and cheeks, I'm going to use the Lakme 9 to 5 Lip and Cheek Mousse in the shade Blush Velvet. This is a really nice and natural pink color, something you can wear every day. I'm using a bit on the lips. I am going to add a lip balm later on because I don't like doing matte lips when my lips are a bit dry and chapped in the winter. I'm using the same product on the cheeks as well. And I'm using a brush, this one is by PAC, to blend the color into my skin. And in case you end up putting too much, you can always go back in with your blending sponge. This is the same NATIO one that I'd used earlier, and I really like the shape because it's got a really nice tapered end, and you can just use this to take off any excess and to make sure that everything on the cheeks is nicely blended. Now I'm going to use a little bit of lip balm. This is one of my favorites. It's the Pomegranate variant from the Nivea lip balm range, and I'm just going to use my finger to remove the excess color for a more natural and stained look. And to finish my makeup, I'm going to use a mascara, and currently my favorite is the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. But before I apply a mascara, I'm going to curl my lashes, which really helps in opening up the eyes and giving the eyes a more lifted and fresh look. And then I'm using the mascara on the top as well as the bottom lashes. The bottom lashes are equally important because this really helps in emphasizing the shape of your eyes and just opening up the eyes. And that is it for this tutorial. That is the finished look. And in a before and after comparison, you can clearly see that I look a lot fresher but still quite natural in the finished look. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. I'm going to list all the products that I've used in the description box below, so in case you missed anything, you can always check the info box. Thanks for watching once again. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye.